Hi everyone, good evening. I'm just setting up my chat. Hi Devinder, good evening. Hi Raj. Hi Shrikant. Good evening, guys. Let's wait for more people to join. Hi Naveen bhai, good evening. I hope you all had a good weekend and futures have just opened. Hi Mishi. No. And today my daughter, she's giving me a company. Say hi, kids.
Hi,
I'm also here to see what you guys do.
I'm also here to see what you guys do.
Speak out loudly. Hi Surendra. Hi Gaurav bhai, good evening. It's raining here for the last 2 days, so we are stuck in the house. All right, I'll take one more minute and then we'll do the scans and then we'll see where we are heading this week. As of now, we have started the breakdown. So I'll start from the scans. Hi Pradeep, bye Sasikal. So let's start from the inside day. Hi Rachi, they're saying hi to you.
Hi.
George, speak loudly.
Hi.
Yeah, I'm Keith. Yep. Okay. So we have 23 items in the scan. Microsoft. Okay, let's go to Microsoft. Let's make a note. Microsoft is inside day. Then Walmart has been showing some real case strength. Caterpillar, I think, is inside day.
No one else joined.
Hi, Srini. Inside day. Crowd is inside day. Snow is inside day.
Three people.
Hi, Gary. Hi, Taku. Hi, Devinder. I know it's a little early, so we have only 25 people, but I'll take 25 today. So this is the list where we have the big companies in the inside day. Now I'm going to change this time frame to week and see what do we have. Apple and Oracle. Apple and Oracle. So I do have Apple, so it's inside week. Oracle, I don't have it, so ABC. I'm going to add Oracle right there. Also, I do want to add Etsy because Etsy is showing some level of strength. Hi, Chetan. And yep, I think I'm good on inside day and inside week. Let's do some bearish candle patterns. Shows nothing. And there is reason they show nothing because sometimes we have to consider maybe 80% pattern as a full pattern. But if you do this automatically, systematically, it's not going to come because for them, it needs to be 100%. Last one is 12:34 on the day. Anything positive? UNH. So UNH, we talked last time regarding the 500 calls, and now UNH broke out. So UNH is positive if we have to take anything which is negatively broken down. Is V and service now. V and now. Okay, we have a good list to begin with. So let's get started. So I'll start from first.
35. There's 35 people.
So this is our ES chart. So right now we have this small tiny gap which needs to be filled. We are bouncing off this trend line. If we bounce, we might try to test this neckline. This neckline is head and shoulders. This is shoulder 1. This is head. This is shoulder 2. Now we have seen that if we break down below the neckline, it gets difficult for it to bounce. Because this was the shoulder making, and this is right now the head. If we lose this area, I don't see anything stopping us from reaching at least 40 to 60 area. Okay. So first thing, very clearly, we are in head and shoulder pattern. So the momentum is this. So head and shoulder confirmation now. This is like Friday, we wanted it to confirm. So we got the confirmation. It almost came to the half here and then got rejected. Now it's trying to break this area. Keep in mind, we might try to bounce here and then get rejected. Or if something positive, again, I positive at this time is really difficult to say, but we are away from these candles. So if when we are only like 2 candles away from these EMAs. So in case we try to bounce, we may at best try and hit this. But the possibilities or the probabilities are less of going higher. So any chance we come near 43.82, it's a good time to sell. If we break below 43, I would say this time 43.50, come on. 43.60 area or 55 area, I think we may drop down really hard because I don't see any support. It will actually go into this. This was the last low, which was 43.50. So if we lose this area, we are almost on that verge. If we lose this area, it's time to fill this gap. And if we do not bounce immediately after filling that gap or going into the gap, then we are going to continue down with some strength. So now the bias is more, I would say 40-60, because the selling is great. Head and shoulders, now we are at 23.26 rejection, rejected by 23.6% Fibonacci. And below it, the trend line has changed. The red line has taken over the green line. DMI is still neutral. I wanted to convert it to red so that I have much more confidence that yes, we are ready to go down. So what I want is if we go higher towards 4380 area, then I'll be pressing shorts. So sell on rise. Now 4382 will be my stop loss. Okay. Now in this case, I want sell on rise to 4375-ish area. If it comes around 4375, 4376, I'll be definitely try to short or buy puts at this position. Stop loss is very confined 4382. Target will be this time, it will be 4360 or 5550, 4325. Now, this is about 50 points. So if we can get 50 points, that's really, really good. On the higher, we can try buy above 43.95, and we should try that only and only if the market pops up with some volume. Otherwise, avoid going long. It's a sell on rise market for index. Every time you will see a bounce, it will get sold. So put bears will come into the picture. We'll try to sell. So 4395. If you want to try, you can try. You can get first target 4410 20-ish area, and then it can test 4442. 4442. Hi, Krish. All right, let's also look this on the book map. That's my book map. It's coming up. I'm going to increase the time frame. 15 minutes. And let's see. Right now we are at 4366 area. This is the volume ball, which is showing that yes, there is a buy which is happening right now, and it is bouncing off of this 4366 area. So unless until we have 4363 area, we will bounce. That's why I wanted DMI to give us some negative. 4350 is the main area. You will see where we have support. After that, we have support at 4325. On the higher side, you see we have some huge orders on the negative. Like this is massive red. Okay. And you can compare the spike of this hill, not even anything on the green side come close to it. So there are massive sellers right here. They will require it to come, take this supply, and then go down. Okay. In between, you can see the buying pressure is somewhat around 4375 is there, 4360, 4350. Once we lose 4350, right on 4325 is there. So Fibonacci comes and is matching the levels on order map. That's about ES. Let's go to NQ. NQ again, it's bouncing right to that 14,835-ish area. Friday low was 836, Thursday low was 849. So we did made a lower high, and right now we are bouncing above. And if you see on my Heiken Ishii's time frames, for daily, these are like 2 days, 3 days negative each. Okay, so it's gonna take time for it to settle. There's hardly any volume here, like 5,000 in the first 15 minutes. Nobody is like even looking into ES as of now. Otherwise, if there was a good momentum market with volume, 5,000 was achieved in first single minute on the Sunday afternoon. All right, so just ignore these 35 points. I'll not say that this is showing some sense of positivity. It's just a very low volume. So the area is we need to cross 14,900 right here, 940, 35 to make some buying move. Otherwise, it's again sell on rise. So buy above 14,935, stop loss is right there. Uh, or you can also sell on rise if you want to, because right now we are there. So I will say sell on rise towards 14,900. Stop loss 14,935. Target 14,835. 14,710. Again, it's for this, the confirmation is still to be there. We are still on that neckline. We need a confirmation. So breakdown will be confirmed below this. Okay, and it is right now at 23. It's a 0%. So Fibonacci was it's fine. Daily needs confirmation below 14,835. Again, my take is 40.60. So now stop loss. If you want to try long above 14,935. 14,935 is an area right there where we have found some base in the past. Like we came here, tested, came here, came here, came here. So this should provide some meaningful support. If we bounce above this area, we can test 15,000, which is a psychological number, and then towards 15,140. In between the 12 and 34 will also come down for tomorrow. All right, so that's about NQ. So the levels are very clear on NQ. But for head and shoulders confirmation, we need a breakdown below 14,835. On ES, it is already there, but if we break down 43.50, that will be massive. Let's go to triple Q. Triple Q is hi money by hi Vijay. Good evening, guys. So 357 is an area where, again, for NQ, triple Q, we need a confirmation. We need a breakdown below 355. Right now, it's clear. We have head, shoulders, and right there. So this is the neckline around 357.30. If we break this, I think we have no support until we come here into this zone, which is 335, which will be equal to the length right here to equal to the length right here. So 335 is very much possible. Okay. So just need to see if we can break. Again, there will be a very high possibility of a fake breakdown because markets have kind of little oversold in between and the DMI is still not red. I want the DMIs to be red. If the DMI gets red, it will give us confirmation that yes, I'm about to break down more. Right now, DMI is still neutral, like there is positive and there's no strength. So we need a breakdown. So needs confirmation, same thing, I'll copy right there. And that confirmation below 357, 355, 50. Same thing, 40.60. Now sell below 357. This is the area where we are trying to defend. If we break below this area, we'll hit this line, which is 352 in between. If I just show you. So this is the break. We break below here, we will find some support here around 355.80, and then we'll find some level of support on this dotted line, which is like tomorrow's candle around 352.53. If we lose this, the trend line, the same on ES, if we lose this, then the negative momentum will just take it apart. There will be no support at all. And if you want to swing puts, loss of 353, will you give you an opportunity to swing puts overnight? All right. So if I go back and look at the levels, triple Q is 357, 355, 352. Yep. This level is fine. Buy above this one and this one. These levels are good on triple Q. Apple is inside weak. Why am I writing it so? So Apple did a back test, which was due after falling, and it's making some dodgies. Okay, now depending on the Apple sales, we might see some push, like it's trying to make a W, but that W got bumped or big, and we are down again. So if, and again, it's not showing any positive. See, the only thing is it's making, as of now, this doji is the first doji we have seen around this 173 area. If we lose this, I think it's time for Apple to go down much more. Let me just open up Black Box and see if I have anything on, where is Apple? Let's look if we have anything substantial on Apple. So Apple 929. I want something with some meaningful numbers. So 177 calls. These calls were getting started at the afternoon period around 1 p.m. and then like at 160. IV was increasing, the price was came down. So these calls were actually added 177.50. But again, with respect to Apple, 20,000, 50,000 is not a big number. So I'll just ignore it for now. I'll try to see anything if we have above $500,000. I could want Singji. So there are sweeps of Apple, but these are Apple puts for 929 and 195. This is a little strange. Because these are deep in the money, to 10, 20 puts of somebody's buying it or somebody's closing it. Let me just check. The price is held nicely. The open interest is hardly anything. And even the volume is not enough. So we can ignore this. 190 puts or calls. 190 calls. These were like sold. Let's check if somebody has closed them. So the open interest was right there of 15,000. The volume is a little low. And the price is, these are like 190 calls of January. So the open interest is still there. The price is fluctuating, so nobody is worrying about that. So again, it's not a big deal. Otherwise, if you will see that $3 million, it shows that yes, something is right there. But again, it's not a big deal. But let me just figure out only multi-legs. So 9. $302. See, both are kind of sold, so I'm not sure what's the intention here. And these are like big number of lots, 5,190 and 5,190 lots is a bigger number. Now they are doing a calendar spread, and in the calendar spread, they should buy one and sell another, but these are like both. I need to check what's happening here. Same thing, 200. This is a butterfly where somebody is buying 200 puts and they are selling 205 and 195. That's a weird trade. Here, same timestamp. Like this is the calendar spread between 205 and 195, and then the spread between the rest. It's weird. So I would say, depending on numbers, I'm just going to try one more thing on. These are all small. 182, 185. Everything is like sell, sell, sell. 200 lots. 182. These are like continuation in numbers, 185. And these are calendar spreads. Again, very strange. All these are bought and 182s are sold. The number of lots is substantial. So I'm just going to ignore it for Apple. I really want to see what's happening. Let's look at a higher time frame on the inside week. It's holding it right with this area. Okay. So if I lose 173.50, I'll take it. It's a 12 EMA, which it has not tested since 147. So right now it's on the verge of a breaking down. Once we lose 173.50, I think it's game on Apple. So I'm going to mark this as short. M pattern inside week. Breakdown below 173.50. That's my take. If you want to sell on rise, up to you. But if something is going to break down, it will break down below 173.50. AMD. AMD broke down. Like this is exactly similar chart what you see in Apple. We had like these candles and then we had a massive breakdown. So you saw an example in AMD. You can similarly repeat the same example with Apple. If we lose that, we are going down. We are going down with some strength. Okay. So be mindful of that number, 173.50. Now, in this case, we are about to break down, and this is kind of a big, massive gap, which is going to be created. So if I create a, like we went up, we like this. So we are on the verge of breaking down. And right now we are at 96 area, which we anticipated. Now, if we do not regain anything, or if NVIDIA starts to show any signs of that accounting issue, AMD will break down. Right now, AMD is making lower lows, lower highs. And if you go to AMD, it's only 2 days on negative high initiation. So maybe it will bounce a little, but all in all, it's negative. So I will say sell on rise if it bounces. Same thing, if it bounces to the middle, 97.50 is my stop loss. 97.50 is my stop loss. Just sell this. And it's a breakdown on inside week. MU is never good on earnings, Gary Bhai. It always creates a aura that yes, I'm going to break out, and every time it fails. Amazon has broken down. Since we lost 134 area, we are making lower high. And again, I think 131.60, which was a previous resistance, like right there, that should act as resistance. Like this was the area 131.60. And again, this 131 area is right there. Now, unless and until if it breaks above this area, I am a little doubtful that yes, Amazon will bounce. So I'm going to be very careful with Amazon right now, because if it breaks higher, it will test and fill the gap which it has created, and then it can go higher. But looking at the current momentum, I'm going to be a little watchful here. I'm not utterly negative on Amazon, but I'm not utterly like bullish on Amazon either. I really wanted to sell or break below 128.50. If it does, I think 121 is a very good area for Amazon to accumulate. And remember, all these stocks, they went from 80 to 144. That's about like 50%. And again, dodgy at the top. So we have seen one-sided direction into Amazon. So if it cools back and come back to 121, I think that will be a really good area. So Amazon right now, I'm just reducing it to neutral. Sell on rise if it comes to 130-ish area. Target is this one, buy above these. So that's fine. Then we have ENPH. ENPH on Friday broke down massively. It got rejected from 126.60, which was the area we wanted it to hold. It did not. It did not, and now it got rejected. It's trying to come back. Like all the gains which it managed to hold, this was the baseline where it was trying to bounce. All the gains which it had trying to break out were covered right there. So there was some massive selling which is happening. So this kind of selling we saw previously as well. The base was covered, and then we had the massive selling. Then we remain in the range, and then we go further down. So maybe tomorrow we find some range here. So I'm going to ignore this for now, ENPH. Instead, I want to see Baba. Baba, like, I'm so disappointed with it that every time it comes in this area, it creates that massive dodgy and then gaps up. Now, it's holding above 87, which is the 12 EMA. China is trying its best to help its economy. So I'm going to take one shot on Baba. Let's see if it do something. It's positive. Stop loss is 87.25. And by near, I would say 87.85. Target is 19.92. I hope this holds the gap, and otherwise, like usually Baba gives up the same day. This time it held. Like if you see all these time, it goes up and then gives back, goes up, gives back, goes up, gives back. This time it held. It's not a massive candle, but it held. So I would assume it's going to break out this time at positive Friday. It's see, ITSI has been like a love for many of these people. It's trying its best, like from 151, and if you go back from 307, now it's right there at 60s areas. If it has to bounce, this is the last place. It needs to break above the 66 area for a good move higher, and HC is extremely oversold at this time, extremely. So I'm going to take a very small trade on HC. I'm going to mark this as neutral. I would buy uh, around 64, buy above 64. Just copy this. Buy above 64. My stop loss will be 60 to 90. And again, this will be a very slow trade. 66. If it does 66, you will see some really good push towards 70, 16 and 50. Last chance to bounce. Caterpillar. Caterpillar broke down, but again, it's still holding this area. Uh, like the gap is still holding. I think if market tries to bounce, these kind of industrials should provide some support. So Caterpillar is inside day. On daily, it has broken down. On weekly, it's still like I want 269 area. If it gets tested there, I would simply go extremely long on Caterpillar. It has broken down. Like it's not breaking down, it's kind of a bull flag on the weekly candle. So for me, I'll just change Caterpillar to bull flag on weekly. Let it test 12 EMA. If it breaks 12 EMA, then I will be turning negative. But I'm trying to sell this from 280, but it's getting some substantial support. So my stop loss is 269. Uh, Caterpillar stop loss is 269. If it loses 269, then we can go and do whatever we want on the short side. But on the long side, if we hold 269, buy near 270 to 272. And in this case, I would say you want to buy October, November, December calls. 275, 76. 277, 85. Only sell below 269. When you know what to do with this level, then you can actually make a good trade. That's Caterpillar. CRM. CRM is also coming to a very important area of 204. Same inverted head and shoulders. If Microsoft breaks down, the cloud thing will break down. This will break down. We are only 2 candles away from the EMA, so we have substantial area we can remain away from those candles. So I would be seller on rise on CRM. The trend has changed negative. And if you look at Heikinishi right there, it's negative too. Okay. So Baba has +1, Cat is -2, Boeing has -2. Why? It should be minus 14 something. Okay, so CRM is like CM is trying, but it's failing. Like it opened right there, 209, came into the zone. Now it fell below the zone. So I'm gonna take 208 as my stop loss. So CRM, I'm still neutral. 208 as my stop loss. I will sell on rise towards 207. I want 204.75, 201.26. H and S on daily. Crowd is holding really, really nicely in the last few days. So if a stock is holding nicely in a negative market, it's a stock you need to just add. Do not ignore it. It has done the back test. It's making dodges right there. It's getting ready for a pump. So be very, very positive on crowd. I think it has to break higher. Yes, there's a substantial piece. The only thing is we need to buy above 164.30. 164.30. It's an inside day, got support, back test is done, all good. That's crowd. Google. Google is trying to hold this 130 area, and similar to Amazon, if it loses, like Amazon loses Friday's low, it's going to go down bad. This There's a gap which needs to be filled. I think it may fill that gap. If market is losing momentum, it may. So 130, 150, I'm just going to reduce it to neutral. I would say I'll just turn its head. 130, 150 is my stop loss. Sell below 130, 60, 130, 50. And you can see there's no support whatsoever. The support is right there at 128 and 126. 128.25, 126. ARM is shit stock. I can check, but there's nothing on, because for data, it needs some months. For 1 to 3 days, 1 week, ARM will not do anything. It will trade on fundamentals. Meta, I don't know what to do with Meta. It goes up, it goes down, and it's making dodges, dodges, and dodges. I don't know what's coming from Meta. I really, really don't know. So Friday, like Thursday, I was long in Meta. It gave up 4 points. Friday, it opened and hit 305 and then came back. So I'm totally like, this is one stock. I really don't know what to do. It's consolidating really hard here. If it fails, it will fail really big. But I'm just keeping it neutral. It's a Morningstar setup, which it actually followed but failed to convert with the green candle. So the levels are right there. Same. Microsoft broke down on Friday. It's an inside day and it broke down. There are gaps which needs to be filled on Microsoft. That's why I'm like short on CRM. So if we lose 315, or I would say 317, 315, I'll go short on Microsoft. Short, inside day down. sell below 315, stop loss 317, and you will see that there are gaps which needs to be filled. Same head and shoulders is setting up. It's 310 and then 300 and 270. So very good setup if you want to try. I was carrying some puts in the money puts for Microsoft because the premium was really high. So let's see if those works out or not. Netflix has broken down really badly. From 446 area, we are now into the gap and then the next gap. We have filled one gap, like we have filled a couple of gaps in between. There was one gap and then there was another gap, and now we have to aim for this gap. All these stocks, you will see dodgy right on the top. Right now, we do not see any dodgy. So it may continue to go down more. Now, what should be our area? We should watch that previous gap, which is 383.75, should now act as a good resistance. So 383 Netflix is now short. It was a morning star. No, it did not. So, and you can see the DMIs are solid red. So short sell on rise to 381 to 82, 83, stop loss 384, target 370, 358. That's Netflix. Now, in case you have a move in the market which is positive, buy if it breaks above 386. There's something which is going around with strike and but it's going into earnings with the momentum that yes, their margins are going to be very tight. So I don't think so that's going to move out, but every time it goes up, try to sell this, and you have like almost 20 points to sell. So why don't we assume and take that? Nvidia on Friday showed some relative strength into the market and made a dodgy. Now we have a dodgy right there and dodgy right there. So dodgy gives me a little headache. So I'm not going to short Nvidia. I'm going to make it neutral. And I'm trying to buy Nvidia above 420. I want to give 2 rows for Nvidia. Let me add one more row. This for Nvidia. Like for Tesla, it's difficult for Nvidia. So buy above 420. That's right there. Stop loss is 416. It held what 416 area. Target should be 428, 430. I want a back test. 428, 437, 435.5, 60, 40. Dodgy at bottom. Back test of breakdown area. I just want to go and check if there is any supply. Like this was the breakdown. It was holding this area with some strength. Now, if it loses, it has breakdown. It will go back and test this again to make sure that yes, any sellers which are there, I take their supply and then go down further. Or if I break down below 410. That's inside day up, inside day down. So inside day up, inside day down. Oracle. Oracle after that earning massacre, again dodgy at the top. So now you will see that wherever we see dodgy, there is a level of concern that yes, dodgy is there. Oracle, I'll move Oracle. I'll pick up maybe now, service now. Service now is a stock which has held its area very beautifully until now. And it's like inside day. There are massive gaps on service now, which are right there. And in case the market starts to break down, it's making a double top at this moment. Right there at 605. The EMAs have converged. It's an inside day. So all in all, it's telling me, yes, I'm ready to break down. The service now for now is neutral because this is the first time I'm adding. It's an inside day. I'm going to copy inside day down. Now in service now, I want it to go below 549. Because that's the lowish area on Thursday. If it goes there, 540 and 534. 534 is an area where it has extreme support. It's an M pattern which is setting up. You can clearly see. No. This is a M which is setting up. Okay, so it can actually go down really badly. So I'm just trying to see if it's a start. If it is a start, then it should 449, 549. We could see 540 and 534. I'll just copy this and change it. 549. Stop loss will find 540, 534. 60. Inside it down, and stop loss should be the middle of the candle, which is 556. Roku breakdown like from all the way 98 area, 38%, and now it's like a massive down move. It has filled all the gaps which are there. There is no gap whatsoever, but again, you can see it's an M pattern which is setting up. So I'm going to remove Roku from my list. I'll add UNH. UNH is one of my favorite tickers. So UNH went down to 470-ish area and now it's trying to break out. 500 is an excellent support. If it can break above 510, you will see a massive move on UNH. So I really want to add UNH now. It's positive. Buy above 510. Stop loss give 5 or 6. 517, 527. Last week, when I was doing this live session, there were some calls and it went to 500 calls. It went to 478 and then back to back, it went higher. Now, it has run some move already from 478 to 510. If it comes to 500, that will also be a great area. I'm just mentioning buy near 500. Snow, Microsoft is going down, crowd is going down. This may go down to 142. So I'm going to eliminate Snow from my list for now. I may include V. Let's look at V later on. Tesla. I don't know what happened on Friday, but Tesla was a boom, boom, boom. It just broke and then never looked back. Now 247.50 is your stop loss. Last 2-3 times it has found a support at 243 and bounced. So let's see if it found support at 243 or not. But I will sell below 243 now. 247 as my stop loss, and my target will be 236.35 and maybe 226. High possibility of going down. Positive, if you want to buy only about 247.50. And with Tesla, there's no logic left in the market. It's totally insane. It moves in one direction, all of a sudden it breaks down. 254, 259. And the numbers. Eighteen, 18, 19. Let me add the channel V, Visa. Visa is a breakdown. 3412, like similar to now, Visa is also on the verge. Now the credit companies, no, it's only V. The credit card companies, the trend, they were holding it really nicely, but it's time for them to break down, like kind of a double topish right there. Now we just need to see if it can break below 235. If it does, 230 is a very good area for Visa. 231, 230. So I'm gonna short Visa, like again neutral, sell below 235. My stop loss should be middle of my candle, 236.50, 231.50, and area of support is 228.75. 34 by 12. You can do like MA or V is one and same thing. You can the same logic there. Even for now, inside day down, and I'll check the MA chart as well. Yep, exactly same chart. It's a breakdown below 403, can go to 397 and 390. Exactly similar to MA. So guys, this is it from me. If you have anything you want to discuss, I can share the link for 10 minutes and then I will wrap it. I have shared the Zoom link. If anybody is interested, you can jump on. In between, let me just format it properly. Moderna is done. I booked the loss Moderna long time back. Uranium stocks are getting some push. So, but again, I do not trade commodities because they are really, really difficult to trade. But yes, they have been doing fine. Let me just change the comments. I have NR.
Nalbhai.
Hi, Nihal.
Hi, sir. Sir, what's your overall view on the energy oil?
Oil I'm positive, but energy I'm not sure.
Okay.
Oil is like very clear that yes, it is a breakout. Cup and handle. I've been sharing since 70s. It's a massive breakout between cup and handle. 85 was the handle, and then we have seen 90. It's not coming down. It may backtest, which it did, and it will continue its journey. 98 is my 99.8 is my target. Once I cross that, I'm looking at 120, which will come. So crude will go higher. I'm not sure about Rajiv. That's now I trade. Macro, I have already shared that yes, what are the possible causes, but there is no prediction for the levels for SPY. I trade ES, so you need to just check on ES 4260, 4280, and then 4190. Below 4190, things will change. So, Nihil, for crude, I think it's going to do 99, which is still 10% from here. And if it breaks 9900 area, we'll be looking at 120. So, crude is not coming down.
Okay. Okay.
Anyone else?
Hey, no, could I ask a quick favor, please? You have
Yes.
Black Box open?
I have, yes.
Okay, I just wanted your opinion on. I looked at PFE and I saw 2.4 million in calls right altogether simultaneously for strike 35, but all for the 2024. I wanted your opinion on that.
Let me
It's
just
come
check.
down quite a lot.
35, 35, 35. There were January 2025.
Yeah, for the January the 19th, 2024.
I don't see anything.
The total sum was 2.4 million.
Not the total sum, so 200,000.
Maybe they did multiple sweeps.
These were not sweeps, like about 6, 7, 8,000. Most of them are like, there's open interest right there. Again, they have different expiries for 35. And I don't see anything above 200,000.
Okay. So I'll keep
25,
it on watch.
25, 25, 25, 25. Like 25, there's only one put which is sold.
Those purple ones that I keep seeing, those show above a bit. Those are their 0-1.
Yes, but they are the like $10,000. It doesn't make too much. It's 35 calls for, these are 35 calls. But again, these are 2024, not 2025.
No, that's sorry. I meant 2024 next year.
So these calls got added. Yes. These calls got added. Yes. So
Yeah.
tomorrow morning, you can check the open interest 10,000 should be around 25,000.
Okay, so that's a good sign.
It's a good sign. Yes.
Okay, thank you. I just saw it while I was searching. I was like, I'll share it. Maybe you can give us a better
The
insight.
problem with them is that they move so slow that you actually give up. You test your patience to the bottom.
And you also probably have to buy like 100 contracts because it's so
Even if you
cheap.
buy like 10,000 contracts, it will move very slowly.
I just thought somebody bought all those because usually sometimes when somebody buys a lot of them, they're like, okay, maybe they know something, like news is coming out or something.
No, it's not like otherwise that would have been like single big orders. 4 million for PFE is nothing.
Okay, got
It's
it.
like massive trade. But yes, it gives you an idea that yes, somebody is trying to see that this is bottom and bounce. Because overall, the biotech sector, the pharmaceutical sector will come into picture if the market goes down. That's why UNH and Humaina, who were struggling, now all of a sudden they started to bounce.
Mhm.
All right.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Let me just check anything above 1 million and sweep without ETF. And I'll pick up only yellow. Just want to check yellow or magenta. So on Friday, we can see 310 calls of Meta. Wow. Somebody bought 1.7 million calls in Meta at 1.7 million, $86 for 2026. Sold 300 puts at 57. Wow, that's good. Tesla is like 10,000 calls were sold this week. Trust me, this guy is going to make money. He sold 10,000 calls of Tesla, 2.5 million. Wow.
And it's this week expiry too.
This week expiry. And look at UNH, 1.1 million sweep of 550 puts sold.
Yeah.
So this guy is going to make money. This gives me that, yes, UNH is positive, which I am. Meta is looking positive because they have like a couple of Metas call right there. 310 calls were bought, not once, but twice. And that too, like with some dollar money. So any dip on Meta will be bought. Amazon was sold $2 million for December. So not positive for Amazon.
Mhm.
Yep. It gives a good picture.
The Tesla one's going to be interesting.
Yes, 10,000 is something.
Yeah.
10,000 is not a small number.
And for a week, that's a big gamble.
Yes. And both of them, like 247 is 675. It's 3.6 million. So I would really be interested to see what's happening. I'll make a note on them. 23,000, hardly any open interest. That's good. Where is my notepad? Right there. Let me make a note. Tesla 929 open interest volume dollar amount. So open interest is 405, volume 23720, dollar amount 3.7 million. Price is 5. This is strike is 247. Because having weekly this big dollar amount is crazy. Even for Nvidia, it's like 1.1 million. So I'll be definitely looking at Nvidia and Tesla. So
And so I looked at some of the videos, and I think when the video's done, then I can get the transcript after it. So when you finish streaming, like when you're done this video,
I tried that. It doesn't work out.
I'm looking at some of your videos right now, and I can see the transcripts for the live ones that you've done. Well, I'm going to take a picture and show you what I mean, what I can see.
Sure. You want to
Okay.
share your screen?
No. I'll just send you a picture separately. I don't want to bore
Okay.
everybody else.
Okay.
Because I wanted to see if I can get your notes, but like I'm looking at the 10
That
days.
saves a lot of time because I can simply copy paste that on there. Even for Nvidia, it's a 400 put, 400 call.
Okay, so Neville, here's what it does. What it does is it creates a transcript for your video. So basically everything you said throughout the whole clip,
Yes.
it will create segments of it from like, from 1 minute 26 to 2 minutes and 22. And then you can just copy and paste everything that you want from the whole transcript. That's what it does automatically with the AI that I'm looking at.
Okay, I'll just check. Send me the
Okay.
screenshot because I tried that extension. I ran this on my previous videos. It didn't work.
Okay, I'll take a screenshot and send it to you privately.
All right. So Tesla, I don't see anything about 1 million on Tesla on Friday. That's the data in front of you. All right, guys. Thank you for joining in on Sunday evening. I hope you have a great week. Sandola, I did at ENPH. It failed. I would like to ignore this. Like it should remain in that range. It needs 126 to break out. Otherwise, it will remain there between 117 126. All right, guys. Thank you. Bye-bye. Take care.